Sit with this for a second. Somewhere inside you, right now, there's a part of yourself you've never actually looked at, not ignored on purpose, just never seen. Carl Jung, one of the most influential psychologists in history, spent his entire life studying that hidden part of the human mind. And in the next few minutes, we're going through 10 of his most powerful ideas, the kind that don't just inform you, they quietly rearrange the way you see yourself. Jung wasn't interested in surface level advice. He was obsessed with what lies underneath the unconscious mind, the parts of ourselves we push away, and the parts we're only just beginning to understand. So let's start with the first idea, because it might be the most important thing he ever said. Jung believed that people become whole not by chasing perfection, but by becoming aware of everything within themselves, the good, the ugly, and everything in between. He put it simply, true growth comes from awareness, not avoidance. This idea challenges something most of us do automatically, hiding from parts of ourselves we don't like. Jung's point wasn't that you need to fix those parts immediately. It's that you can't grow from something you refuse to even look at. Awareness comes first, change comes after. The second idea is one of Jung's most famous, and once you hear it, it's hard to forget. He said that until we make the unconscious conscious, it will direct our life, and we will call it fate. In simple terms, the patterns you don't examine keep repeating. The relationship habits you don't understand, the reactions you can't explain, the choices that feel like they just happen to you. Jung believed most of that isn't random at all. It's your unconscious mind quietly steering the wheel until you finally turn around and take a look at what's driving. Idea number 3 is about where real strength actually comes from. Jung believed that everything we experience, especially early in life, becomes part of the roots of who we are, even the parts we don't consciously remember. This is why some emotional reactions feel bigger than the moment that triggered them. It's rarely just about what's happening right now. It's often an old root, quietly reacting to something that feels familiar, even if you can't immediately name why. Idea 4 is about identity, specifically, the mask we all wear. Jung called this the persona, the social face we present to the world, often very different from what's happening underneath. He wasn't saying the mask is bad. It helps us function in society. But he warned that if we forget it's a mask, if we start believing it is who we are, we lose touch with our real self. True confidence isn't wearing the mask well. It's knowing you're wearing one at all. The fifth idea is one people quote constantly, often without realizing how deep it actually goes. Jung said that what you resist not only persists, but grows stronger. Think about the emotions you avoid feeling: anger, sadness, jealousy. Ignoring them doesn't make them disappear. It usually makes them louder, sneaking out sideways in stress, tension, or overreactions. Jung's point was almost counterintuitive. The fastest way through a hard feeling is to actually feel it, not fight it. Idea 6 touches something quieter: the value of solitude. Jung believed that loneliness doesn't come from being physically alone, but from being unable to communicate the things that matter most to you. This reframes solitude completely. Sitting alone with your thoughts isn't automatically lonely. Real loneliness is being surrounded by people while still feeling unseen. Jung suggested that learning to be at peace with your own company is one of the most underrated forms of emotional strength. The seventh idea is about the past and how it holds on to us. Jung believed people often aren't disturbed by what actually happened to them, but by the meaning they've unconsciously attached to it. This doesn't erase real pain, but it does offer something powerful: the idea that even though the event happened, the interpretation isn't permanently fixed. Change the meaning, and slowly, the grip it has on you can loosen too. Idea 8 is about purpose, and Jung had a very specific take on it. He believed the privilege of a lifetime is becoming who you truly are, not who others expect you to be. This sounds simple, but it's genuinely difficult to live out. Most people spend years slowly shaping themselves around approval, family expectations, social pressure, fitting in. Jung's version of purpose wasn't about achievement, it was about authenticity, even when it's uncomfortable. The ninth idea might be Jung's most poetic, the relationship between light and darkness within us. He said that people would do anything, no matter how absurd, to avoid facing their own soul. Jung believed real wisdom isn't about becoming perfectly good, it's about accepting both your light and your shadow, your kindness and your flaws, and integrating them instead of pretending only one half exists. And the tenth and final idea is about growth itself. Jung believed people don't actually solve their deepest problems. Instead, they outgrow them, as new interests and a wider perspective make the old problem simply lose its grip. This is oddly comforting. Some struggles aren't meant to be defeated in a single moment. They're meant to shrink slowly as you grow bigger around them, not because the problem changed, but because you did. So let's bring it all together. Awareness before change, the unconscious shaping what feels like fate, old roots driving present reactions, the mask we wear versus who we really are. Resisting feelings makes them stronger. Loneliness coming from disconnection, not solitude. Meaning shaping pain more than the event itself. Becoming who you are, not who others expect. Accepting both light and shadow. And outgrowing problems instead of only solving them. 10 ideas, all pointing toward the same core truth Jung spent his life exploring. The most important relationship you'll ever have is the one with your own mind. None of this is about becoming a different person. It's about becoming a more honest one. Someone who stops running from the parts of themselves that feel uncomfortable and starts actually understanding them instead. That's the quiet power in Jung's work. He didn't offer easy answers. He offered a mirror and asked people to actually look into it instead of looking away. So here's something worth sitting with after this video ends. What's one part of yourself you've been avoiding? Not to fix it right now, just to finally see it. That single moment of honest self-awareness is where every real change actually begins. Jung understood that a century ago, and it's still just as true today. Which one of these 10 ideas hit you the hardest? Let me know in the comments. I'd genuinely love to hear which one made you pause. And if this kind of deep, reflective psychology content speaks to you, hit subscribe because we're exploring minds like Jung's every single week. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.